Comrades, welcome back to planet 4546b, where we are continuing our quest to survive against the odds. I've just loaded up the game, so I just sat down back in this chair, which is where we left off last time. So let us continue. I just see we've got some problem there with our ping manager. For some reason, I've noticed this previously, the escape pod. You see, it's right there and it doesn't go away, so we just have to re-enable it and then turn it back off, and that should fix it. So we have, of course, our radio message. Let's just make sure that was life pod 17. That's the one we checked out last time, so we can remove this one now. So we've looked at 3, which was with the sea glide, number 6, which was requesting assistance with radiation, and then number 17. So we've been to all of them. We can turn them off. Now, what's the other thing? Let's actually listen to the message, and then that will basically direct where we go.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over. Still nothing. These old Terra ships, they've run out of engine grease. They send an SOS to offer to help. They don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's going to take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. See what the long-range scan picks up in the meantime? Damn charter's going to have us wasting our profit margin running errands for Alterra.
Well, at least we know we're not alone out here. There is another ship, but they don't really believe our distress calls. So we're just going to have to wait for them to check back in or do their long-range scans and see that actually the ship has been basically destroyed. So what is it that we need to do today? Let's just make sure what we have in our inventory here. I just have to refresh my memory now. Basic things, we've got some nutrient blocks. Maybe I should carry one of these with me at all times, just in case. And then, of course, just some raw resources. Really what we should be doing today is trying to build the mobile vehicle bay there, the titanium ingot, the lubricant and the power cell, so that we can get the Seamoth, because that is really, after the sea glide, the next step in any Subnautica game. So titanium ingot, that should be easy enough. We should have more than enough for that. So that's 4, 5 actually. How much do we have? 5. So another 5. And we can just have that made quickly. Then the lubricant, I think we should maybe have one of the seed pods still in storage, unless I've already forgotten. Okay, let's go get another one. Now I just have to get my bearings again. So which way would be the kelp forest? I think it's this way. Yes, it's funny, you know, if you've been away for a few days, you start to lose your bearings, but it's very easy to get back into it. Also, once we have the Seamoth, I think we need to start looking for a more permanent base. We have the outpost there and it's very useful. It will probably remain there, maybe. Or we could demolish it, it doesn't really matter. But we need something more permanent. So, let's just see, where's the thing now? That way, okay. Obviously I don't quite have my bearings yet. Might as well get the sea glide as well, just for the last bit of titanium. And that of course will be very useful for building a new base, since we've already used some for the titanium ingot, and we're going to need to do that for the Seamoth as well. And there's the battery all gone again. Might as well get some acid mushrooms, but there's no space in the inventory. Just get some disinfected water. It's all of the 30s now. I don't want to have another one. No, let's go back. It's fine. We don't really need the battery right now. We're so close to our base here that it's easy to get some more acid mushrooms. There's some right next to the base after all. And what's the rest? I think copper. We should have some copper still. Okay, let's just have this lubricant made. and the rest we'll just put into storage because we might need it for silicone or other lubricant for the Seamoth. I think we will actually. So take the titanium out and just have the other one broken down as well. I saw there was a small update for Subnautica today. I don't know what that was about. I couldn't get any information on that. So yes, we'll just have to see if there's anything different. What's the last thing? A power cell. Oh, so okay, we will definitely need 2 copper now. Got 1 piece. And I think that's it. Yes, so we need 1 copper and then 4 of the acid mushrooms. We might as well exhaust the local deposit here. And then go look for some copper. And unfortunately I can't use the speed mode here because we don't have a battery for that, which means I need even more copper and acid mushrooms. I miss the battery recharger now. Let's just have a look. Where's those giant coral tubes? As far as I know, there's 3 of them in the game. 2 of them are in the main safe shallow area, and then there's another one in the secondary safe shallow area as well. And also I think that's important is because maybe, this was one of the things I was thinking about before starting this episode, it would actually be nice to move our Coral Sea outpost into the giant tube here, just for that extra safety, because then obviously it's hidden. We don't really need to hide it, of course, but I like the idea of having it inside a tube. And that tube is actually relatively close to one of the thermal vents as well, so I don't think we'll need it though for an outpost. We can just make use of solar power, but still it's nice to have it nearby. Let's just make sure the other tank is also full, which it's not, so if I had gone for a dive now I would have died. I have to keep reminding myself about this hardcore mode here. I think there should still be some copper in here, but we've pretty much exhausted the outside already. I think our friends were still in there. Yep, they respawned. No, it's not necessary. Don't really need the sulfur. Copper, okay, that's another piece and another angry local. That one does more damage. Same thing happened last time. Lots and lots of quartz here. Gonna remember that for future reference. Let's just take the copper and see if we can get another piece. Okay. So let's head back and maybe just grab some of this on the way. If we have space in the inventory, why not use it? How much room? 2 more pieces. I don't like this coral tube so much, even though it's probably a better choice for a base, because none of the coral tubes have dead ends though, but this one is more hidden on the other side. But unfortunately we've got friends in there, and I think they'll object if we try and build a base there. You see, this one disappears under the rock there, but there is another way in, so we can use that as a secret escape passage right there. But actually, one of the things I was thinking also is if we do that, we could just as easily build it in the other coral tube, the one in the secondary safe shallows, because that's something that I've never done before, so that could be interesting. Although that does border the dunes, which I'm not too thrilled about. So, pitch black again. How was Black Friday for you? You know, it's funny because there never used to be a Black Friday here in South Africa, but now we have adopted that American practice, and you can see people getting trampled in the stores and all kinds of things, which is very interesting there. But yes, so there's some bargains of course to be had, but the problem is South Africans in general are so in debt, and people are too tempted to spend, you know. But that's the whole plan of this Black Friday thing to get people to spend even more. So one has to be a bit cautious about that sort of thing. But Steam has some nice sales now. Okay, we have the power cell. So is that it? I think so. Just confirm that. Yes, we can just build it right here. Luckily this is a thing we can just pick up again and move if we need to. So what am I... No, shows you how long it's been since I've done this. I'm thinking I'm gonna use the construction tool to build the vehicle bay. There. Takes a bit of time, of course. This is probably the most intricate piece of technology we have built to date. And actually I can just release it right here. Let's just put it on the number 1 for now. This is not something we want to carry. It takes too much space in the inventory. And another message. Let's just see, did everything deploy as it should? Yes, good. I remember there was a time when it was so difficult to get on top of these things, you kept sliding off. So, we can of course know there's this prawn suit as well, but we don't know the ingredients yet. So for this we'll need to do exactly the same thing again. Titanium ingot, a power cell and lubricant, as well as 2 glass and lead. Now the glass and the lead are easy because we have the quartz and the lead already. So maybe we'll start with that, you know, get the easy things out of the way. Then we'll listen to the new message there. So we need 2 quartz or 2 glass here, so that's 2 quartz per glass. And that takes care of that. So let's just put the things that we need for the construction in here, because just so that we clear up some space in the inventory, or maybe here. So that's the glass taken care of. Now we just need, of course, the lead is there as well. We have an empty battery, but you know, this is something I've noticed before, that if you use an empty battery for a power cell, the power cell is at 100% charge. So this might be a clever way of getting around it. We'll see if my plan backfires now. So I'm going to take the empty battery out of the Sea Glide. Just say unload the battery. And then make one of those, what is it that we need? The silicon rubber. And then we should be able to make the power cell, and we know that both batteries are empty, so let's see if the power cell is also empty. Aha, 100%, so you know the fabricator sort of charges it for you, so that's a nice way of getting around that problem. Of course we still have to make new batteries now for the Sea Glide, but that I think does help us out a little bit. So now we have that as well. What's the next thing? Lubricant. Do I have any more seed clusters? No, I don't think so. No, we do. Yes, one more. I can also grab another med kit here. So now let's just see. What is the last piece? The titanium ingot. So we've got 3 of those here. So we just need 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough. Okay, we're gonna have to go looking for some scrap here, or some pieces of technology we can scan just to get the titanium out of it. But now of course the Sea Glide is pretty much useless. Do I have more copper? Yes, so why not just make another battery for the Sea Glide? Then I don't even need to keep the flashlight here. But it seems to be dawn already. That was a quick night. Now we just need 1 battery for that. And then number 3. Oh yes, I just have to put that back there. There we go, 100%. Now we just need 2 pieces, I think, more or less, or 3. But of course, there we go. That will solve all our problems. Radiation, get away. We're so close, it's, you know, surprising that the radiation doesn't actually reach us, because I'm sure it would leach into the water and then start going all over the planet, but anyway, like Fukushima. So, break down the titanium and then that should do. We just need the actual ingot now. I probably should make a radiation suit now. Just because we can't explore this grassy biome until we actually can deal with the radiation. So we've got the ingot, we've got the power cell, we've got the lubricant, we've got the lead, one piece, and the 2 pieces of glass. So that should do. It's a bright new day and we're very optimistic here. And go forth, my minions.
The Seamoth is a fast, safe mode of transport, but remember that swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
I love the contrast, the new vehicle being built and the old one smashed in the background. Let's hope this one doesn't end up like that. There, and we know that the lights don't use power. They must be some kind of super LEDs or something. Let's just get out of the radiation. And that... I knew I was going to hit that rabbit ray. And that does that. So at least we can rest assured that we are a bit more mobile. I wish we could have one of those storage modules. I know there's of course one in the Aurora that we could just pick up, but are we ready to do that? I don't think so. That should be an episode on its own, you know, an expedition to the Aurora, because there's so much loot there. We don't want to go there unprepared. So what is the next thing? Actually, we should not be doing that in the open waters. We have to be mindful of this sort of thing. The next thing, I think, let's just see what blueprints we have here. So the thermoblade and all of that, that's of course a very useful thing, but we need a modification station for that. Do we have such a thing? I know we scanned the pieces for that last time in the wreck. I think we do have the plans. Let's just make sure. Machines. There. Okay, we do have it. So maybe... Oh, diamond. Diamonds are forever, but they're not here. Well, it shouldn't be that hard to find a diamond, but still, is this really one of the priorities? I think we should move our base now, before we start settling in too much and have too many things that we need to move. So actually what I might just do, let's listen to the message here.
Aurora, this is Sunbeam again. We just picked up a massive debris field at your location. I didn't know how bad, how many of... I didn't know. We're now en route to your location. We're gonna bring you home. Sunbeam out. What else can I say? We're a 6-seater, and we aren't even slightly equipped to handle this. Our pilot last attempted a planet landing in the Academy simulator. Oh, it's a bad situation, but so are all the alternatives.
Well, in honesty, the best alternative for you is to just stay away from here, but things must unfold as they should. So it's like Spock saying we must have faith that the universe will unfold as it must. Anyway, so now we can just move around and explore some of this terrain here. I don't really want to drain the power cell unnecessarily, but I think it's important just to do a brief tour. So we know, of course, that there's one of the coral pipes that runs into the ground. Then we have this one. So I definitely want our Coral Sea outpost. This is not necessarily our main base, but it must be in one of these pipes. So this is one of the likely candidates right now. There's these small escape tunnels that we could use if we're ever ambushed, but there's also access to the creepvine in this biome, and of course there's a vent right there. But the other one, let me actually take you there. Just, I know I'm not going to get feedback by the time that we build the base, but I think just for the sake of it, if I'm getting my bearings right, we should be heading west here and just passing through this creepvine forest. Then we get the grassy biome there, and that's of course where we went diving for the wreck last time. But right here we can see this, almost like this mountain sticking out here. Not really, but that is the other safe shallows. So there are 2 safe shallows in this game. This one is very small. You can see it ends right there. There's the kelp forest that continues on from where we just were, and right on that side is the grassy biome, or the red grass plateau right there. So this is the full extent of this safe shallow. And if we just keep going, it's of course a bit longer than it is wide, but it has this very nice canyon in the middle. Well, it's not really a canyon, but you know. And if we just continue on, you see it's basically almost like an island in itself, because right there is again the kelp, and on the other side there is the red grass. And if we just keep heading west, we'll get to the end. Right here it drops off, and right down there is the beginning. Is it that way? I think it's that way. It's west, yes. So right down there is where the dunes begins. So I am not desperate to go there, so let's just turn back right now and look at what we came for. It's already at 96% power. Don't want to keep eating the fish, but anyway. So this is also a very sort of dramatic place. If we built like a base right here, then we would be overlooking this wonderful kelp forest here. But the thing that I'm actually after is somewhere. Let's find it. I saw it when we came this way. Here's another sort of a ravine right there. No? Yes, that's it. So this is the other giant coral tube. You see, it's the same thing. It has all the resources in it. But this one, it's not really much bigger, but it goes into a sort of a rocky area again. But there's no crash fish here. None of them. Which is a wonderful thing. And we can still get out through here, which takes us directly to the grassy biome on the one end, and of course the kelp forest on the other. So this might be a nice place for a base. Also, we've got this little opening here which we can use for solar power. Of course we could do it anyway, but this sort of fits the theme that we're beaming the power through the opening there. So I'm tempted to build the base here. Now, obviously I would have liked some feedback, but in the absence of that, come on, don't destroy things. We have to make do with what we've got. So at this point, I'm wondering if we couldn't have 2 outposts, but really, what's the point? They're so close to each other. So let's begin moving things. We're going to make this our main outpost for the moment. It's also a bit further away from the radiation, so I like that idea. Just see, do I have... That's not what I meant to do. Just wanted to see if I had some titanium. Because now basically we're going to have to reproduce that outpost on this side. Actually, I think we can have 2 outposts. Why not? Just because in most cases we will... Thank you. In most cases we will want to access the resources that's in this main safe shallow area, because there's more of them. And to have a base there, especially early on, I think is probably a better idea. Maybe we could make our main base inside that other coral tube. But the problem I found is, of course, we can't fit a moon pool in there. They just won't fit. And it used to work when you had the terrain deformation, but nowadays, of course, that doesn't apply anymore. So, okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to grab as much of the resources that we will need for base construction as we can carry, and then begin moving over. So I'm definitely going to want to make some glass for this, because this will not be a temporary outpost. So let's make as much as we can. We know there's a lot of quartz in the other coral tube anyway, so we won't run out anytime soon. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's just get some titanium. If we have any, I don't think we actually do. We used it all. Now we do have some pieces. Okay, so we can use that, and then we can also get some lead for a foundation. Although I'm not sure if that's going to really work, because unfortunately the foundations, because they're so high off the ground, you can see here, they don't really work well for a coral tube. But we can just go have a look. So let's go for the closest one, just because at the end of the day we have to make a decision, and I'm very torn between the two, but this one is more towards the middle of the big shallows. So it's also close to the center of the coral sea there, or at least my own designated center. And let's build it right here somewhere. So number 4, and then get a foundation. You see, it's quite high. It basically uses up half of the entire coral tube, and there's no way to bring it further down. It's just way too much. I always love the foundations because it does give a slight bit of realism, in the sense that you have a nice strong place to build, but I think that's the lowest we're gonna get it. Let's just do a test. But the thing is, because they look so not good, it's really not got any point. So we won't even be able to build other levels on top of that. So let's just remove this. We're just gonna go for the non-foundation option. Now, of course, we don't have the multi-purpose room yet, so this is again going to not necessarily be the complete version of the base, but at least the location is now pretty much settled. So let's just put that, and then of course the hatch. Now, do we have quartz on us? Yes, we just happen to have exactly one piece, so perfect. And now the thing is, of course, for the power. I think let's just build a few more components here, otherwise we won't have space in the inventory. So we'll make one on this side like that. Actually, I'd prefer it a little bit further back. And then we're going to have one of the cross X pieces right there, and then another T segment on the other side. And we don't have any... Do we have enough? No, we don't. So, let's go back. It's time to just return, and of course there's another message. It's probably the sunbeam. It can't be though, it's too soon. Good thing I wasn't even looking at the oxygen there. Just see, is there any more scrap metal lying around here? Although, yes, okay. Let's just go get the power cell, or the solar panel first, and disassemble the fabricator and the medkit generator. This one is too out in the open. I don't like this. Of course, this is completely safe. There's nothing that can happen here. There's no predators that will come out this way. Or at least no leviathans, as far as I know. Now, how much room do we have? Not that much, but we do need the fabricator, and then let's just listen to the message one last time that we use this base.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Officer Keen, this is Officer Keen in Lifepod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We can regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together, good luck. This message will now repeat. So we can now just follow that sort of designation, southwest of the crash site. Or we can first go and look at Officer Keen's life pod, which is not a bad idea. So let's just get the basic things for the base migrated. It's pitch black. I cannot see anything there. I think I still have the monitor set too dark here, but then again that is more realistic, I suppose, because I can see the HUD perfectly fine. Only 3 slots, that's not enough. But now where's the Seamoth? There we go. Didn't leave the lights on. And At this point I won't have any trouble finding the new outpost because the Coral Sea Center is very close to that. So, power, that's the thing now. Of course it's still going to be non-functional because it's nighttime. I'm wondering if we put the power on, or the solar panel right here, it will still work, I think. It might not look so nice, but just for now we can do it, because in the dark it's going to be very difficult to find a good place for the solar panel on top of the coral tube. And of course the base is still dead, which is fine. We just got to keep that in mind. And for now I'm going to put the fabricator right here. Doesn't matter, this is not its final place. Okay, now we have room again. So let's begin migrating more of the elements that we have there. This is why it's also good to do this early on, if we know that we're going to abandon the base or the outpost. So I'm wondering about the actual base now, the full-on base with a moon pool and all of those kinds of things. Basically our headquarters. I want that. Thank you. I'm not sure where I want to put that, but one of the places I was thinking about is actually the kelp forest, because that's again not a place I have built a base before. But then it's so close to the safe shallows, really what's the point? And that's always the thing. So pipe, we just get some of these pipes, and I might even start disassembling the pipes here. Don't need them anymore. And that's as much room as we've got. So this is going to take a few trips, unfortunately. This is probably where it's a good idea to skip ahead a little bit, but I think for now it's okay because we don't have that much to move. And it's so much faster with the Seamoth now. There it is, so when they come looking for us, they will not know where to find us. Hehehe, that's the plan anyway, but of course they don't really come and look for us. Would be interesting if the warpers actually sent out search parties or hunting parties to find the player. That might be way too terrifying actually, but maybe it would be a nice thing. So now we need some more titanium, unfortunately, and we can't make any yet. I'm gonna have to start dumping stuff right here. At least it shouldn't go anywhere. Glass, I shouldn't dump that. Just so we can get another piece of titanium and actually make it as soon as the sun comes up, so that we can have a storage space in the new base, just to actually keep the stuff. There. I also want some external lights, but of course we still have to unlock that. One piece is fine. Now of course the night is gonna last so long. I was thinking, has that stuff disappeared now? Just didn't render in yet. What now? Basically, I think we're just gonna have to use the life pod to... No, there we go. Ha! I was thinking I don't really want to use the life pod, but could save some time. So it's on 1, 2, it shouldn't take too long to get to 5. And that's it, come on. Just some preliminary storage spaces. I was thinking now, having these T sections here, this is going to be storage spaces. And then of course on the other side. So let's build that one first. And have some nice windows and all of that, of course. We're not savages. So let's see, a nice window right on the front there, because then we can look out while we're putting our loot away. Now, do we have enough for a new locker? Of course, the ideal would be to get the full lockers, but now of course we need quartz for that. There might still be some in this coral tube, unless I've grabbed it all. Seems I have. In here, there's exploding friends in here somewhere. Maybe the other side. Okay, that's fine. That should do. This is nice. I'm happy about this. This is a good place for an outpost. Then if we have a multi-purpose room, we can maybe put it on top, and that will be like the bedroom area. This might even become the main base, but I don't think so because we can't fit a moon pool in here. So let's just get some basic lockers up. What? Actually, this is the nice locker. Should we have a window there? No, because what are we going to look at? Just the side of the coral tube. Now, this is the challenge. Come on. No way are you that far away. That's not so nice, but okay, let's start from this end then. Maybe it's because they plan on having a window there or something, and that's why they don't let the player build something there. Oh well, this will do for now. Just a dumping site for stuff. So, silicon rubber, silver, the computer chip, I don't have a clue why we made that. Okay, I think that was for something that I needed something else for. I remember something like that. Don't put the dive reel away, that's why we had it made. Put some of the first aid kits away, and of course the fire extinguisher, and glass. Let's keep the glass for now. I wonder if they fixed the bug not letting us build windows from the inside. That has been a problem lately, where if we build something you have to go outside to actually make it work. That can still be nice because we can still see the sky there. So now let's go back and grab some more things and complete this cycle. Then in the next episode we can start fresh with Officer Keen, and I knew that was going to happen. And then maybe we could even mount an expedition to the island. I think that's a good thing for the next episode, because they're obviously leading us in that way now as part of the storyline. And then if necessary we can redesign the outpost a little bit with the new multi-purpose rooms. And I'm gonna leave the rest here for now. We can always move that later. I just keep hitting everything. My driving skills have decayed a little bit. Don't need the light now. And there's home sweet home. Now, do we have any more titanium? No, we're gonna have to make some more. Just have to throw stuff in here so I can go grab some more. And just see if we can build another locker, because even though this has so much space now, it's definitely gonna run out very soon. Yes, let's go do that quickly. Actually, I can just use the sea glide for that. And there's a piece, you know. If you ask and you shall receive. And I shouldn't leave this stuff here. I'm sure it's going to disappear eventually. Now we can just make another one of these, hopefully. And if we have to, we can always put a reinforcement on this panel, because we don't need a window there. What? Oh, obviously. But we don't have lithium yet. Actually, that might be another priority when we go down to find Officer Keen. just because then we can reinforce this base, and it's already, I think, at just 2 strength, so it really is necessary. Okay, they are of course not perfectly aligned, but you've got to think of this like the Kerbal way or the Tropican way. It's just sort of okay, then that's fine. Now yes, we can't put anything in there, but oh wait a minute. It's very finicky. It seems to want to, but not exactly in the middle. There, that's supposed to be more or less in the middle. But it will let us do it there. No, let's leave it like this. 2 lockers here would be more than enough. So, then anything else we want to do now? I think we need to make sure that our survival is taken care of, because I have been neglecting that. I know there's a boomerang in here somewhere. And then we need to just go and look for some more small coral tubes. I think we do have salt here, yes. Good, okay, so then we can make some bleach and get water, and of course I need to catch some food, some lunch. So there is lunch as we speak. But it doesn't want to cooperate. Come on. Thank you. And then also one of the boomerangs, I think. Finally, where's one of the... There we go. As it was needed, so it appeared. Now, where's my knife? I must have put it in one of the containers. At least I hope so. I know the knives used to break eventually, but I don't think they do that anymore. Yes, that shouldn't happen. And let's just eat first. And I think then we'll call this episode to a close. I didn't scan anything new today. And the only life pod thing that we got is for the next episode. Oh, we can even just use this one. Just one should be fine. And then bleach. Though I do imagine that we only throw a tiny amount of bleach in the water, otherwise we would see that skull and bones happen to us, not to the water. Now, water, of course. Do need more than that. This is okay for now, so when we are at 70 for the water, I'll drink the next piece. So I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you for watching. At least now we have a permanent outpost in the Coral Sea, and we also have the Seamoth. So that's of course a big milestone there for our quest. And the next thing we're going to do is find Officer Keen's life pod and then go down to the island and see what we can find there. So, hope to see you then, and thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I do hope that you survived Black Friday.